All right, we all want to have the best holiday party food. Well, why not elevate it with spices? And that's where registered dietitian Kristen Carli comes in to help us. And I said it very quietly. We want to, elevate that holiday.
Yes.
But we got to do it with spices, right?
Yes. Well, a lot of people don't know that spices are actually really powerful nutrients.
Yes.
So I'm excited to be here today in partnership with Hummus Chick. They just launched their spice blends, and I've used them in a bunch of different recipes that we can talk about.
Okay. So before we get into that, let's talk about spice blends.
Yes.
Because those are something that people have to realize, like, they're already done in a certain way. So you don't need to add anything to them, right?
Absolutely. It's very helpful to have these in your kitchen so that you don't need a lot of individual spices. You could easily elevate a dish with just a touch of one thing. That's why I love having spice blends on hand.
And can I recommend for people who don't know how to make spice blends to get them, because they might put too much salt in, too much of this and that could actually hurt them in a little way, right?
Yeah, it's better to go with like a trusted brand that that has a delicious flavor compilation too. A lot of these are really unique in that they blend a lot of the different Mediterranean spices across the region, so you come out with some unique combinations.
Yeah, all right, where do we start?
Okay, let's start over here.
Okay.
So all of us do some fall baking. This is a Rose Petal Pound Cake, which is really unique. So I've used the Shiraz Persian spice blend here in this dish. That is why you see that really vibrant yellow color. This is from the turmeric. And most of us know that turmeric is good for us. Turmeric is very anti-inflammatory. It may help prevent against heart disease and even Alzheimer's. So whenever possible, we can throw that in. But this pound cake here has a lot of the warming spices we're used to, cinnamon and cardamom, but then also some turmeric, some rose petal, some cumin, some coriander. So
some real rose petals are in there?
Yeah, so rose petals are actually found in the spice blend itself because rose petals are anti-inflammatory as well.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Next up.
So now we've got a frittata. We were talking a little bit with the crew.
Frittata.
What's the difference between a frittata and a quiche?
And so frittata.
A frittata has no crust.
And a quiche
has a crust.
There you go.
So this is just eggs. We've blended this up here with some red bell pepper, some spinach, and then I use the Hummus Chick Herbes de Provence spice blend.
Here, show that one. Show that one so they can see.
So more of the French flavors. We've got some thyme, we've got rosemary, but most importantly, and probably the most uniquely, we've got lavender. And lavender has been studied to show prevents insomnia and helps reduce anxiety, which we all need, let's be honest.
So, and this is very important as we're talking about these. It's something, again, to really talk to a nutritionist about what you need and not need, because you need to check what you're having medicine-wise and doing different things.
Absolutely. That is such a good disclosure. Thank you so much for including that. That is really, really good idea. You never know what interacts with your drugs, so always run this by your health professional.
Love it. Okay, next.
Last up, I've got some Cardamom Honey Chicken. So this one, we use the Hummus Chick Marrakesh. You can show that one here.
Okay.
So we've also got that turmeric again. That's where you're seeing that bright color. But I've mixed this with some honey, some vinegar, and I marinated the chicken before baking. Really flavorful. I always find that chicken can be one of those things that's dry, maybe not the most appetizing all the time, so you need a lot of flavor, and a spice blend is a really great way to do that.
So I like that. This is amazing. So all these are really cool, and again, we talk about the mixture of the different spices to enhance the food. Definitely would give some flavor,
but then nutrition as well, which is why that's what I care about. So whenever you can sprinkle more spices into things, that is better for your health.
I know, that was very interesting. I didn't realize that until someone says, like, spices actually do a lot for
in
you.
the case of cinnamon, for example, we've seen that it may even help lower your blood sugar. It may prevent against certain types of cancer. So these things are great to include whenever possible.
So am I understanding too, some people think, oh, I have heartburn or anything from the spices, but that's not really the case sometimes, is it?
It depends on the spices, for sure.
Okay.
And it also depends on if you've been diagnosed with some sort of like a GERD or some sort of condition. But yeah, it depends. Really
to watch out for.
Yeah.
I love it. Kristen, I love you bring all these in for us.
Of course.
Where can we find all the information about this?
So I recommend following Hummus Chick on Instagram. They're at Hummus Chick, and then you can go to their website, which is ilovehummuschick.com.
Perfect. And where can we find you?
I'm Kristen Carli. You can find me at kristen.carli on Instagram.
Perfect. There you go. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We got our dishes all set for the day. So come on back, and we'll tell you what's going on tomorrow on The Mix.